Hey guys, so tonight we're going to be playing some more of the Crew Motorfest. It's Monday night, and of course we have a new live summit this week called 2 versus 4. I wasn't really sure how to title the stream, because each week they always do these new summit contests, and they have these new titles. And usually you just see like a logo, so this literally just says 2 versus 4. I just typed it out in the title exactly how it looks on the logo here, so I don't know if that's actually how they want it to be spelt or not. But yeah, as far as I know, this week is just literally 2 vs 4. Anyways, yeah, I haven't streamed in the last 3 nights. So the last stream that I did was Dragon Age on Thursday night. And I did mention that I would not be streaming on Friday night this week, or last week, because I was going to my grandparents' house. We were doing kind of a family Easter thing this weekend. Um, and yeah, so it's kind of unfortunate to skip a second Siege stream in a row because the week before last week I didn't stream Siege on Friday. I just skipped it that night. Um, and then once I figured out that we were going to be going away on Friday night, I mentioned it on my last stream. So you guys should already know why I didn't stream on Friday night. Just wasn't able to because we were out. We got home on Saturday night, but I was pretty tired, too tired to stream. So unfortunately, also missed the Doom Eternal stream last week. Just did not feel like streaming by the time we got home, which was pretty late. And then last night I also didn't stream. Yesterday was Sunday. It was Easter, and I was exhausted all day yesterday. So like Friday and Saturday, I was awake for a while. We were doing a lot of family stuff, and then yesterday there wasn't that much going on. We were just kind of having a more immediate family chill Easter, and yeah, I slept a ton yesterday. I probably was awake for a total of like 5 hours. If you're, counting all 24 hours of yesterday, I'd say probably a total of 5 hours I was awake. Tons of sleeping. And today, woke up a little earlier, having more of a normal day. And I obviously wanted to stream Motorfest for Monday night, because these streams always do quite well, and I always enjoy getting to play this game each week. So yeah, that's basically it. We're gonna hop to it. Hopefully, I'll be able to stream all other nights this week. We'll see. Maybe there'll be some more streams that I'll just skip because I'm tired or whatever, but I don't think we have anything really planned over the next week. And yeah, especially since I haven't streamed the last 3 nights. Hopefully we can have like at least a week streak or something starting tonight. So yeah, that's it. Short break, but I'm back. It's time to get back into the streaming. I have a custom drink here. Not a cocktail, unfortunately. I'm already quite tired again today, though. Already pretty exhausted. It's already almost 5 a.m., but usually when I stream this late, which is kind of average for me, I end up staying up for a few more hours anyways. Tonight I will probably go to sleep pretty soon after I end the stream, because yeah, I guess my body just wants to catch up on all the sleep I've missed over the last few days. Anyways, pulling up the stream here on my phone. And I was gonna say something about my drink. I forgot what the last thing I said was. Something about it not having alcohol, unfortunately. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good idea since I'm so tired anyways. Um, but it's just mango juice with orange flavoring. It's pretty good. My parents always buy like zero sugar stuff now, so zero sugar mango juice with some pretty sugary like orange syrup. Good mix. Anyways, I am just pulling up the stream here. Everything looks good. My phone's kind of low on battery, but yeah, it's got enough to last for the stream. Probably won't stream too long tonight, probably just like the usual hour or whatever. Sometimes with this game I stream a lot longer. Especially some of the more recent streams. I think it was last week that I streamed for more like 2 hours or whatever because I had bought the bundle. Whenever I buy the weekly bundle, I'm always making sure I get done all the events for a summit contest. And that usually takes me over an hour. Because I like to spend time looking at things and maybe customizing or upgrading cars. Tonight might be more straightforward. Anyways, yeah, it's time to get started here. So normally just the title 2 versus 4. I mean, for most people it's probably obvious that it means bikes versus cars. For me, when I first saw it, I wasn't really sure what it was referring to. But this game always has like a little bit of dialogue each new week or whatever. So before I start the stream, there's always like this chick that starts telling me about the new stuff or whatever. So she was saying that 2 versus 4 is all about bikes versus cars. So we'll probably have an even amount of each type of race in the summit contest. 2-wheel bikes and 4-wheel cars, obviously. So yeah, this is actually a 5-week month in game. So a 5-week main stage. Usually they're 4 weeks. So we're only on the 3rd week here. We're only about halfway. And I'm already level 2 for the Legend Pass. So we'll probably unlock that free Porsche tonight. And I'm pretty sure you get those right away whenever there's a special vehicle to earn for level 3. I'm pretty sure you always get them right away. You don't have to wait till the end of the month. So maybe we'll get to use that Porsche next week. 935 2.0 Coupe Baby Old Timer Edition. Super long title. So yeah, we're already there. I think even when there's a 5-week main stage, they don't make it any harder or anything to get progress. So if the main stage happens to be an extra week, then I think it's just, you know, it's of benefit to anyone that wants to get more progress within the month. They fixed the challenges too, which for a while in this game were really bugged. Like there was a lot of these challenges that I was just like blatantly, you know, doing and it wasn't giving me the rewards. But I think since they started the whole year 2 thing, these have all been working quite well. So the bottom one is always bundle specific, but this one's always really easy. Like each week, just putting a vehicle in the custom show, you get a bunch of XP and money. This one's for grand races and demolition derby, which I don't usually do. There was a point where I was doing grand races a bit, but most of the time now I do not really do either of those on streams, so don't usually get the first challenge, but usually the second challenge every week, and occasionally the third challenge is well more than enough to get to level 3 in the Legend Pass. Yeah, we've already maxed out the compete timeline here. Looks like 0 progress for playlist or exploration, but that's fine. We're mostly just doing competitive stuff each week. So I want to look at this bundle. There's only 2 vehicles, and I know I already own one of them, so that Ferrari FXXK, I know I have that, but I don't own whatever bike that is. Okay, it's not a Ferrari bike, which I was thinking it kind of looked maybe like one beside the red Ferrari. We have this bright red bike. This is by Ducati. So Ducati is Italian. I don't think they're owned by the same brand as Ferrari or anything. I mean, they could be. Ferrari is owned by Fiat Chrysler. Fiat is the Italian side and Chrysler is the American side. I'm not really sure if Ducati is owned by Fiat or not. I'm not sure. But Ducati is a fairly popular Italian bike brand, and this is the Panigale R. It says Racing Motorbike Edition. I'm wondering why they would specify that as Racing Motorbike Edition. Normally it would just say Racing Edition, because as far as I know, any other version of the Panigale R would also be a motorbike, right? It's not like there's a car that's called the Panigale R and they have a Racing Motorbike edition of it. That seemed kind of weird. Alright. Well, I'm not going to buy the bike, because it's pretty expensive, just for the bike. It's almost 400k. And I've been getting a lot of bikes lately. I think it was maybe last week that I just got a bundle that had a bunch of bikes. And there was maybe another like summit contest recently that I got the bundle for, and it was a bunch more bikes. So I feel like I've got a ton of bikes lately. Actually, I know what it was last week. Last week was drift cars. So it was a drift bundle that I think had 2 drift cars. And the one I did before that, which was maybe a week or 2 before, had like 3 new bikes. Plus I got the free bike from last month. So yeah, a lot of new bikes lately. I'm not going to buy that. We have the Ferrari. It's good enough. We'll be able to do 1 or 2 extra races for the summit contest. And I've had that Ferrari for a long time. I've had it since I got the gold edition of the Crew 2. So in all of my Crew history, I've owned the Ferrari FXXK. I think it was initially my only racing car. Actually, no. The gold edition of the Crew 2 came with like 3 racing cars, but the other 2 weren't as good. One of them is a BMW and one of them was a Audi. So I mostly always used the Ferrari because it was a lot better. Now I have a bunch of racing cars, obviously. Anyways, let's check out this custom show. Okay, looks like I got an extra like last week, but still not enough for silver. I think you usually need 3 likes for silver. Just 1 or 2 likes, you're gonna stay in bronze. And this was my Drift M5 that was a part of the bundle I got last week. Looks like another Drift M5 got first place. One's pretty cool. I'm not really into the really unrealistic customization like that, but that one works, especially for a drift car. And especially for a custom show too. You always want something special, something unique. Also, it looks like I was really close to getting into silver because I'm pretty sure custom show ranking works the same as the summit contest, right? Which would be top 40k is silver. I'm in the top 42k basically. So it looks like we almost made silver. Okay, a lot of XP for getting in bronze, it's fine. This week just looks like more XP for bronze. Platinum reward is kind of cool. Advection window tint. Probably wouldn't use that much anyways. Like I said, not really into the crazy, unrealistic stuff. Okay, what's the theme here? Looks like we got 4 options. What is this? Just, yeah, Italian racing vehicles. So I have 4 Italian racing cars in this game. 2 Ferraris, 1 Lambo, and a Pagani. So this is a much older Ferrari, 1971, 365 GTB4 Competizione. Of course, we have the FXXK. We have the Lamborghini Essenza SCV12, and the Pagani Zonda R. I don't know if any of these vehicles really have a lot of extra customization on them. I might go with the old Ferrari just because, you know, like for uniqueness. I feel like most people probably didn't choose this for the custom show. But I don't think I have any customization on any one of these cars. We can take a look. Maybe there's something I can do on this, at least vanity. Probably won't do like a livery or something, but we'll see. Okay, so there are different colors. I'm guessing I stuck with the default, which I probably will still stick with. Standard red. We've got a darker red here, or a brighter one. Also, we got like almost black. They'd probably consider this like dark gray or whatever. I would call this like light black, because right here we have like actual black. This is black. This is light black. And then we have like a silver. This would be like gray, like dark gray, metallic. More of a it's like a different toned gray, you know? Not all grays are completely without color or saturation. Like these look more cool toned, but these are probably like actual gray. This one has a bit of a warm tone to it. I don't even know what you call this usually. Just like kind of brownish gray. I don't know. This is like slate, or maybe even like a pale blue. Yellow with the golden rims looks a little much. Dark blue looks really nice actually. That looks really good on this car. You've got a different dark blue here, so this is like a gloss dark blue and this is metallic. When it comes to dark blue, metallic always looks better than gloss. I don't know what it is. With lighter blue, I usually like more gloss. This actually looks like metallic though. This is a metallic lighter blue. And then this is like a really dark metallic blue, like navy. Yeah, this is like metallic deep blue, and this is like a deep blue gloss, which does not look near as good. And then we have white, and just like normal gray metallic. Okay, a lot of blues, a lot of grays, a few reds. I got a lot of colors for this car. I probably want to stick with the red just because it's a Ferrari, and most Ferraris look best in red. But I do like this dark blue, actually. This looks really neat. I know I just did a dark blue recently on my M5. And I don't think it had like yellow or golden rims, but it had like a golden livery on it. So I did a golden blue car recently, but this car actually looks really good in the blue. So might do that. Visual parts, yeah, literally just rims and then probably calipers. Yep. Okay, we'll just reset that, make sure it's on default. Okay, so not much you can do there. Vanity, you probably want to keep the tires how they are. Usually don't change these. Looks like there's limited options too. I've actually found that in this game that for some certain brands, specifically Ferraris, they seem to have a lot of limited options, and I don't know why. it's like maybe Ferrari told Ivory Tower to not let them do like unrealistic vanity stuff on their cars. But like, yeah, I don't really know how that translated because like, I mean, we've got stuff like even this isn't that unrealistic. I mean, I don't think anybody would put this on a Ferrari, but I mean, they could in real life. Something like this is like a fully unrealistic tire. I don't know what this is called because my face cam's in the way. I mean, this looks good on this kind of car because it looks like sort of like a vintage look, but it's meant to look almost like a cartoony, like an old school vintage cartoon car tires. So yeah, I don't know. It's like why would Ferrari ban certain customization from being on their cars, but allow other types? Yeah, they've allowed all the tire smokes here. I think the golden dust smoke should be good. We can stick with that. Nitros. Okay, looks like most of the nitros are available too, which I've noticed a lot of the times it seems like no nitros are available on my Ferraris. So I always have to stick with the default on them, just the default blue. But yeah, I think this is almost all the nitros I own. It's not all of them. I probably own like 9 or 10, maybe like 11. We have 8 different nitros here, so most of my nitros are available. I'll go with the explosive backfire, of course. Underglows. Same thing, a few are missing, but most of them are there. I wonder if it's like specific branding or labeling. Because the only underglows that I can think of here that are missing are the ones that actually have like some sort of logo or something on them. But there are nitros missing here that don't have, I mean there's, none of my nitros have like a logo on them. Same with smokes. I think all the tire smokes are here, weirdly. And most of the tires are here, and there are ones that have, you know, tire lettering or branding on them. So I don't know, it's a bit confusing. I don't know why some vehicles in this game, especially Ferraris, seem to always have limited vanity options. Like they've just been purposely not allowed for that car. It could just be a mistake or a glitch, but that also doesn't explain why it seems to be more common for Ferraris, so I have no idea. Okay. So it looks like rooftops and dashboard figures are just completely banned from this car. Like, I can't even access the categories. Because after audio signature is always rooftop and dashboard figure. So those two sections are just completely gone. Huh. Alright, we'll just stick with the nitro and the smoke, which you can't really see in the custom show, so it's not really gonna matter. As for livery, probably not gonna go to livery on this car. We could go with like a racing livery. It could be cool because this is a racing car. Especially something like this first one, like this looks like a racing livery that you would have on an old car. Like this was probably inspired by one in real life. Same with this. Definitely looks old school. This one's just the Italian flag, it's cool. Not sure what the 16 means on the side. The Monster Energy, I feel like this one's a little more crazy. A lot of people downloaded this too. Was Monster Energy even around back in the 70s? I doubt it. Yeah, this one's like really silly too. I feel like all like the newer stuff on like old cars is just kind of like blasphemous, you know? It's just like totally ruining them. But a lot of the racing liveries here that look like they're meant to be on an old car are pretty cool. I don't really like the light blue on the side of this one, whatever that logo is. But like the racing flag decal there on the sides, that looks pretty cool. I'd probably go with that if it didn't have that light blue logo. And I could try to remove it, but then that space might look empty, so I don't know. This one's like a golf spec. This one looks pretty cool too. This looks a little, um, like not detailed, but a little, yeah, the top actually is not great. The sides look awesome, but it also just looks kind of like, I don't know what word to use, aggressive, I guess, for like an older race car. And I don't like the top at all. It looks bad, but the sides look really good. This one's just like really crazy. This one literally just says 1 on the sides. Okay, that's it. I mean, not bad. Reminds me of some other like older racing Ferraris that literally just have like a number on the side of them and a white circle, and that's it. This one literally has nothing. I don't know how this has 500 downloads. It's literally just in the default color. No decals. Lots of Marlboro stuff. I guess they were promoting a lot of cars back in the 70s. I mean, some of the older, like, racing-looking ones aren't bad, especially if I want to keep the car in red, which I think I do. I liked the dark blue, metallic dark blue, but I would probably only do that if I didn't do a livery. Like, I would just do the blue instead of just red. But I could keep red and then go with, like, kind of a racing livery as well, which will look cool because it's a racing car. Especially because we're putting it in the custom show. And I know the new week in this game is resetting tomorrow night, but still, I always try to make my custom show car have at least some customization to it. I like this one, I just don't like the light blue on the logo. I feel like you'd never see that color in the old days on cars. So could go with one of these two. This one's pretty busy. This one's pretty cool. I feel like the 58 in the hood is maybe not centered the best, but maybe it's supposed to be like that. It's meant to not be on the hood scoops or whatever. And the decals on the side are not, you know, they're by no means too busy or whatever. It's pretty simple. Just Goodyear Ferrari logo. We've got 58 on the side, so that must have some sort of meaning. White stripes don't go down to the end of the car, but they do stop at the, the ducktail, so that's fine. Yeah, this one looks good. We can go with this. High quality livery as well. I don't see any visible mistakes or errors, so that's why this one's got the most downloads. High quality, not too busy, not too simple either. They put time into making that, and it looks good, so let's go with it. Kind of expensive for a livery. Not that 5,000 in general is expensive for me in this game, but specifically for a livery. Usually they're around like 1,000, I think, maybe even less sometimes. I don't know if the price of the liveries depends on the price of the car or if it's just random. It could be random, because I feel like I haven't noticed if it's more expensive for more expensive cars, but I mean, that's fine. I'm fine with spending 5,000 on one livery or 1,000 on another, as long as they're all, as long as they all look good. And yeah, the dark blue still looks good, but maybe not as good with the liveries. Definitely gonna keep the red now. Standard red. Alright, there we go. Let's put this in the custom show. Hopefully we'll get to race with this thing too. We'll see. I have it maxed out right now. Oh, I forgot about this. What? I cannot register a vehicle with a livery created by another player. I just did all that and I can't even put this car in the custom show. So I'm not going to call them out on this specifically because I'm not sure. But I feel like lately I've been able to enter cars with, other players' liveries, like with community liveries. I feel like I've been able to do that lately. I remember the game used to tell me this, so I kind of stopped doing it for custom show cars, but I feel like it stopped. Okay, I guess either they're back to it, or maybe they just have forgot to add this feature to a bunch of cars in this game, but they remembered to add it on this one. Or I'm just wrong, and it's always been this way, and for some reason I haven't tried entering a vehicle with a custom livery in a long time, which I think is false, because I'd say most of the time I put a car in the custom show, I have a custom livery on it, because just to make the car look more unique. I don't make my own liveries. It takes too much time. I mean, that's what the community liveries are for, and for other people to use. So we can't use this car. I'm gonna have to use one of the other ones. I'm not gonna go customize another Ferrari, so we're gonna enter something with a lot less customization on it. I feel like I use the Essenza all the time, because this car is just really cool. Could go with the Pagani. I don't know if a lot of people have that. With the Ferrari, it's kind of a 50-50. More people could vote for this because it's the part of the bundle this week, or less people may vote for this because it's a part of the bundle. Like, there's probably a lot of these FXXKs that are part of the custom show. I'm gonna go with the Pagani. There's no custom livery on this, obviously. I must have some vanity or something on this because it's already letting me register. Which I remember that also used to be a part of it. So you couldn't enter cars that had custom livery, but you also couldn't enter cars that had zero customization on them. But there are some cars that are super limited. This Pagani, actually, you're not allowed to change the color at all, or livery, so you have to keep that that spec the exact same. This is the Zonda R from 2008. So they fully banned paint on this car. Visual parts probably the same as the Ferrari, just the rims and calipers. The only thing you can change the color of is the calipers. You can change the rim style, but you can't actually change color of rims in this game, right? I kind of missed that from Need for Speed Heat. You could always change the color of the rims. So why isn't this saying reset to default or whatever? Okay, that was showing up on the last car when I thought I already had default. But for this one I had to change it first, so I don't know. Default is black anyways, like most of the time. So how much vanity is allowed? Looks like it's also limited here, just like the Ferrari. But there's still a few options, including some options that were not available on the Ferrari. Probably won't go with any of those, because they're all pretty crazy. I also have the golden smoke on this one. Looks like there's more smoke options though. So I guess not all of them were available on the Ferrari. Yeah, there's at least 11 nitros here that are available for this one. I'll go with the same nitro. Same nitro, same smoke. A lot more underglows available. Probably won't do an underglow for this car. It's kind of too nice to have an underglow, since the customization is so limited for this one. Okay, we have dashboard figures. Which one should we do? This car's got a very racy interior. I never see these anyways, because I'm always driving in third person. Do something for fun. We'll go with this guy. Why not? Okay, that's all of it, right? No rooftop figures. That's fine. Okay, very limited customization, but it's enough to just register in the custom show. Doubt we'll get any votes, but I guess we'll find out next week. I think registering that Ferrari would have been cool, but they didn't let me, so like I said, either they're back to that, or for some reason that's just not happened to me lately, even though I feel like I've been registering a lot of cars with community wraps. It's just weird. Okay, decent variety here. I'm actually seeing a few other Zonda Rs, which I was thinking that would be more of a rare one. Guess not. Seeing a few Assenzas. People got this new Red Bull Ferrari that they gave out recently for something. Might have been the Platinum car like last week, I don't remember, or last month I mean. So they only do one new Platinum vehicle per month now. Decent variety. Few Ferrari FXXKs like I was estimating, maybe less than I thought. A lot of these Red Bull Ferraris, and they all look the same. I'm guessing you can't change the livery or the paint on them. Alright, that's it for the custom show. So just for participating, I got enough XP to already hit level 3 here. Which means I have this Porsche for free. 935 2.0 Coupe Baby Oldtimer Edition. Pretty cool. I'm guessing they consider that a racing vehicle. Probably the only other racing vehicle that I have now in this game besides that Ferrari that is from like before 2000. I think almost all the racing cars I have are all pretty new, or at least like 2000s, 2010s. Probably only have like the 2 racing cars now that are older. That Porsche looks 80s, that Ferrari obviously was 71. Anyways, time for this summit contest. Okay, so the gold vehicle is the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. I already own that car, so definitely care little about gold this week. Platinum Underglow is kind of cool. Yes, give me my rewards from last week. We got 100,000 XP for bronze. I don't remember if I had set myself up to get silver at the end of last week or not. Because in that last 24 hours, I mean, a lot can change. Sometimes, I'd say maybe half the time, when I buy the bundle and I get all 9 of the events done, I'm able to get into silver. But sometimes, despite all of that, I still just get bronze. We weren't even in the top 50k, so it's fine. More XP. I'll take 100k XP over 5 legend points any day, so it's good. Okay. Only one race that I cannot participate in, Ducati versus Ferrari, where you have to use the Panigale R. Challenging a Ferrari. That's in any European bike. Racing bike supremacy, any racing bike. Racing car supremacy, gotta use the FXXK. Facing a Ducati, any racing Ferrari. And Ferrari versus Ducati, which is a loaned vehicle, probably the FXXK. We have one event called Ferrari versus Ducati, and one event called Ducati versus Ferrari. How unique. Okay, so the Ferrari FXXK is definitely overshadowing the Ducati bike this week. Because not only is the loaned race most likely going to be in the Ferrari, but also one of the feats. The slalom, you gotta use the FXXK, so only if you own it can you do the slalom. And then we have a no restriction bullseye and a speed trap that's for racing cars only. Alright, looks like a pretty good week. Pretty decent setup here. We'll start with Ferrari versus Ducati. Guess we're gonna 1v1 a Ducati bike in the FXXK with fair PvP, so I can't customize or upgrade this one. It's the same for everybody. Alright, let's do it. Let's get started here. For some reason, the progress bar at the top looks unusual. Also, what sort of modifiers do we have? Is there any sort of modifiers I should be aware of, like infinite nitro? Pretty sure we had that last week. Also, this is a road race, even though it's racing vehicles. We're doing this on the street. Highway, but, you know, it's still street racing. Okay, that was rough. Jesus Christ. Went right off the cliff. Man, I can't keep this thing on the road. Okay, I'm gonna restart already. The bot isn't that difficult for this. Let me check my difficulty real quick. Okay, we have it on 2 out of 5, which is usually where I put it. 2 out of 5 is usually pretty good. The bot's not usually going to be easy, but I'm not going to like struggle with it either. You know, we're just trying to get points for the summit contest. Anyways, it looked like I was kind of smoking the bot there anyways before I totally spun out, but 2 rewinds like that, that's just going to really hurt my final time, which is what matters for the summit score. So I gotta be careful here to not drive off the road. But we also want to stay well ahead of this bike, make sure we get all the points. The brakes are pretty good on this car actually, it's just, I don't know, these turns are kind of sharp. This car is a racing car, so it's not as good at like the sharp drifting. It's better for kind of slow and wide turns. So I gotta be careful with the sharper turns, we gotta make sure to really slow down. Just drifting and this would be a problem. It's also quite fast, this feels like it's maxed out, I'd have to imagine. I can always never tell if fair PvP is a default car for everybody or a maxed out car for everybody. This feels like it's maxed out, I mean this feels crazy fast. Oh, that was a perfect handbrake. That is the most flawless handbrake I've ever pulled off in a racing car. That was like an actual drift. Actual drift. Yeah, we gotta slow down a bit, careful. As much as I want to gun it through the tunnel, I know there's a really sharp turn coming out. Here we go. Okay, the handbrake is good. Handbrake is really helping out here. Onto the bridge here. So the progress bar that we have, I don't know if that's something new that they added to the game for like a universal update, or if it's a specific modifier they have for this event. I have no idea, but I like it. I like the progress bar. So normally you have a timer, which I imagine the timer is still there, but I always have to cover up my timer with the face cam because it's just the best spot for it. That was a bad crash. With this game, there's kind of always something that the face cam is covering up. And the least important thing to me is probably the timer for the race. Because it doesn't actually matter. I mean, it's nice to look at, but it doesn't help you at all. Usually. So yeah, I always have the face cam in the top left-hand corner. But with this progress bar, I can actually kind of see like how close we are to finishing. So I kind of hope that's a new universal update. So if it is, that'd be really cool. Now I always have an idea of my progress without seeing the time. Okay, I feel like we did pretty good on that. We'll see how many points. $76K is by no means bad, so it's good. Okay, nice race. Moving on to facing a Ducati next. Um, so based on the titles, it seems like all 6 of these events, the first 3 you're in a Ferrari, and the second 3 you're in a Ducati, or a bike, and then a racing car. But you're facing off against the other type of vehicle in like a 1v1. So facing a Ducati, I mean, that basically just means we're going to be having another 1v1 race with a Ducati. And for this one, we don't have to use the FXXK, just any racing Ferrari. So we can actually use the 365 GTB4 Competizione that I just customized. Don't want to let this refreshment go to waste, right? I got this car all dressed up and they didn't even let me put it in the custom show, so... Customization, we know we're good. We can take a look at upgrades, which this is already maxed out, but if I have any better parts here, we can prioritize those. Just in the one area. Okay, it's already 880, which is the best that this car can get. 0 to 60 at 3.4 isn't great for a maxed out racing car. But, this is a really old car. Old cars are known for having not as good acceleration times. There's a lot of older cars that can actually hit top speeds that new cars can. But their acceleration was just nowhere near. I guess just the new technology with tires, suspension, everything. Newer cars are better off the line. But this car's got basically a 250 mile per hour top speed, which I'd say most other racing cars in this game, like newer ones, also top out at around 250 when you max them out, so top speed is there. It's just the acceleration might not be so great. Horsepower is kind of lower too, but also this car is a lot lighter. This car is less than 3,000 pounds, so 900 horsepower is definitely going to be pretty good. We'll see. Nonetheless, should be a fun car to use, and a little break from the FXXK, because we know we have to use it for the next race again anyways, so might as well take a little break here and try out the 365 instead. This is a 54-year-old racing car. Not bad. Not bad as long as it keeps up with this Ducati we're going up against. Yeah, it's the same thing. 1v1 Ferrari versus Ducati. Just ran that guy through the water. Looked like it didn't matter though. Guess those Ducatis are pretty resistant. Wasn't resistant to the weight of a car smacking into them, but driving them through water, no problem. Oh god, I should have hit the handbrake there. Yikes, that was rough. Okay, let's do a rewind already. Not a rewind, but a full restart, just because we're at the beginning, and that was... Rewind there would have took off like 10 seconds. Okay, take 2. So I gotta remember I'm driving a different car here. This car is slower off the line than the last one, but not like severely. It's not like this car feels slow. I mean, 3.4 seconds 0 to 60 is still quite fast, at least compared to most cars. And we know the top speed is quite high, definitely high in comparison to the 0 to 60. And this car has pretty good horsepower, considering it's very lightweight. So yeah, it gains speed incredibly fast. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the FXXK that was loaned wasn't maxed out, because this actually feels like it's getting faster now as we get up to the high speeds. I just screwed up, but not terribly. I'm gonna try rewinding. If I rewind and it's still, not gonna work, then we're gonna retry again. Let me try rewinding here. I don't want to keep retrying all night. Alright, that wasn't too bad. It's like 2 or 3 seconds. Shouldn't matter too much, right? Handling is good on this car too. Probably not as good as the FXXK. Maybe a little slower to respond. But, you know, that's just how it is with older cars, older technology. A lot of stuff like handling is just, you know, you can't compare it to the new cars. They don't compete. Overall, for its time period, I'd say this Ferrari is pretty good. I'm not sure what it's like in real life when it's stock, but in this game, maxed out, not bad for a racing car. Definitely does well for a car that's over 50 years old. And we're still beating this bike. The bot's using emotes. Oh god, that could have been bad. Anyways, yeah, the bot's using like those sticker emotes, which I feel like there was a point in this game maybe where they kind of made that like a thing. Originally, I don't think bots would do anything like that at all, but I feel like they made like an update to this game where bots would start doing emotes. But I also feel like I haven't seen it in a long time. So maybe they do it for specific, you know, things, like specific summit contests. Or perhaps they added it to the game, and then they took it away for whatever reason, and now they've added it back. I mean, it's cool. I think I remember bots spamming them sometimes, which could get annoying, but that bot is only doing the emotes like when I pass him or at the start of the race. That is acceptable. It's perfectly fine. It's not annoying in my opinion. Emoting when it makes sense too, not to spam it. So overall, I feel like this Ferrari is maybe getting to higher top speeds and also climbing to the higher top speeds faster than the FXXK was. However, this car's acceleration is a lot slower, and its handling is also a lot worse. The handling is a lot more stiff. I'm gonna need to slow down and advance here by so much. Oh my god, bro, what the hell? We're gonna lose so much time on this, because it's just... Wait, what is that turn? They have like a 90-degree turn when we're using racing cars? That wouldn't be doable in any racing car unless you like completely slam on the brakes and hit zero before you hit the turn. And now I'm barely ahead of the bot, plus we did a bunch of rewinds. My final score for this is going to be awful, but whatever. I don't feel like redoing it again. I already know the final score is going to be terrible. Rewinded like 5 times that race. Yeah. 22,000 summit points. Versus the 76,000 I got on the last one. Whatever. It's fine. No biggie. We're not going for platinum anyways. Probably also won't even get silver or anything, especially since I can't do one of the events. Okay, we're doing our last car race here, which is the race that you need to have your own FXXK. This is Racing Car Supremacy, stating that cars are supreme over bikes, which in most cases they are. And that's not just because I'm a car guy, but not a bike guy. I'd say just in most cases, cars are a lot faster than bikes, especially with top speeds and stuff. You know, like races like this, like these vehicles are all meant for track racing. They're meant for hitting high top speeds and taking round corners and, you know, just going for the long run. Usually I'd say bikes are not as good at that. They can be though, especially in this game where you can upgrade everything somewhat equally. Anyways, I want to take a look at the customization on this Ferrari. Because, yeah, I don't know if I have any customization on this. Looking at it, I would think that I do, but I probably don't, because this is the FXXK, which is already kind of a customized and enhanced version of the LaFerrari, which a lot of people kind of like deny or don't admit. But no, it literally is. I mean, you can tell by looking at it that it's based on the LaFerrari. There's also the FXXK Evo, um, which is an even more hardcore version of the FXXK. They had that car in Need for Speed Heat, and in Need for Speed Heat there was customization on the LaFerrari that made it look exactly like the FXXK Evo. Now I'm noticing that the first red here literally is exactly the same as the default one, so who would spend 1500 for this? It is literally the same color. This alternate red is not even a shade darker or lighter than the other one. They are exactly the same. This one obviously is dark, like burgundy. And that one's like a slightly darker red, but still very close to the default. Slightly darker red. Probably more like the red that was on the 70s Ferrari. And the brighter option for that is what we have on this. Burgundy's too dark for my liking. You know what? I think all of these paint options are actually exactly the same as on the old Ferrari. I'm wondering if Ferrari as a brand allowed this game to have like a certain selection of paint colors for all Ferrari cars. Because these paints are all exactly the same and also in the exact same order that all of the paints for the 365 had. These are all exactly the same. The only thing is that if these two are exactly the same, why do they have this beside the default? Like, I already have this equipped. I'd like to know if there's anybody in the world that was stupid enough to think that this was a different color and pay 1500 for it. Why would they let you buy the default paint that you already have? I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, probably gonna keep this car in red. I like the red, especially on newer Ferraris. Just gotta go with that bright red, you know? Visual parts also very limited, just rims and calipers, which these calipers actually have a special design on them. Like if I change this to... Okay, the logo sticks no matter what color you make it. But since these calipers are special, I definitely want to keep them the black. So, you know, if you click red by accident or whatever, you can just hold triangle, reset color, go to the default black with the Ferrari logo. And the silver rims look good on this too. Usually I like black rims on newer cars. But silver rims look good on this car because of the silver livery on this car. This car's got that nice kind of silver, livery with some logo stuff on it. It definitely looks like a racing version of, a car that already was a hypercar. This car is an extreme. Maybe do tires on this one, because those normal tires look pretty basic. Also, I'm not actually sure if the FXXK is even like street legal, because these look like full racing tires. I know there are a lot of like racing versions of cars that you actually are supposed to or have to switch the tires for the track versus the road. But these by default just look like full like racing tires. Like those look like F1 tires. Like there's no grip on those at all. They're just flat. So I wonder. I'm thinking maybe this car isn't even street legal. Like you're not allowed to drive it around on the roads. So we could change the tires to something else. Considering most of the time I'm in this car, it's probably on public streets. Especially for summit races, they always make you do street races with racing cars. Don't want to do something crazy though, so I don't know. I thought these kind of looked cool. Just like the white line, like it's pretty subtle, but they look good. Yeah, like literally these ones here, which are normally supposed to be like Alpha GP tires, are what the defaults on this one look like. It's like flat racing tires. I'll probably keep those, because I mean, these also look kind of lighter. The full racing tires are like more black, so I'll keep those. Smokes. Gotta go with like the star or something kind of subtle. Reason why I put the gold dust smoke on the last Ferrari and the Pagani was because they both had golden rims, so like it works with it. It looks good. This car doesn't have any gold on it; it's all silver. So the gold, I mean, wouldn't really work. Same with this; it's more like yellow. There's no yellow on this car, so just go with something generic. Nitros, yeah, we definitely want the explosive backfire nitro. I'm wondering if maybe this used to be just like not allowed on any Ferrari, and now they've started adding it to them or something. Because both this and my old school racing Ferrari, both of them had default nitro on them, but almost all my vehicles in this game, I'd say, even if I haven't done extensive customization, I've still equipped the backfire nitro, because it's usually just the best like one, like if there's nothing special going on. It's just a cool nitro to have on every car. So the fact that I didn't have that equipped on this or my other Ferrari makes me think that it used to not be available on them, but now it is. Weird. Underglow, something like that could work, but at the end of the day, it's a racing car. Probably not. Keep more of a clean look. No dashboard figures on this one either. So that must just be like banned from Ferraris. They allowed it on my Pagani though, so no idea. Liveries are also allowed on this car, but this car already has a bit of a livery to it, so I don't think I'm going to download any of these community wraps. Most of these aren't great either, these are all pretty bad. The ones for the older Ferrari looked a lot better. Some of these are okay, but most of them are not great. Most of them are quite ugly, or just like too busy and kind of crazy. Something that Ferrari in real life probably wouldn't let you do on your car, because apparently there's certain like customization in real life that you're not allowed to do on your Ferrari, because they want to keep brand recognition up or whatever. So there's probably like no Ferraris in real life that have like an anime wrap or something on them, because I think the Ferrari brand would probably just sue you if you did that. Or try to take the car back. Okay, looks like this is also already maxed out, but I'll make sure we have the highest quality parts here. Looks good. So maxed out, this car has exactly the same top speed as the 365, the old school Ferrari I was just using. However, its 0 to 60 is, I think, literally an entire second faster. Pretty sure the other Ferrari had a 3.43 second 0 to 60. This car has a 2.43, which is way faster. Honestly, it should be even quicker than that, because I'm pretty sure just a normal stock IRL LaFerrari can hit 2.4. And I'm pretty sure the FXXK Evo is faster, like 2.3 or 2.2. So this car should be kind of in between those two, right? This car by default should have a faster 0 to 60, I think, than the LaFerrari. Plus this has been maxed out and now has 1,091 horsepower, which isn't that much more horsepower than it normally has. It's like about an extra 100 or something. Still, 2.4 seems maybe should be quicker than that, but it's whatever. It's a whole second faster than the other Ferraris, so should notice a difference here. Should. We will see. We're going to be doing a 1v1 against a Ducati here, one more time. One more Ferrari versus Ducati, and then we're going on to Ducati versus Ferrari. This looks nice. This is kind of an unrealistically purple sunset, maybe sunrise. I know that sunrises and sunsets in Hawaii are pretty extravagant, but this looks like unrealistically purple. Ah, crap. You know what? I'm not even gonna rewind. We're fine. He passed me, but that crash wasn't even that bad, you know? We can still catch up here. Okay, this I need to brake hard for, like way too hard. Bro, quit giving me these like 90-degree sharp turns when I'm in a racing car. These cars are not meant to do that kind of turn. I have to slow down so much. Somehow the bot is able to do it flawlessly, even on the 2 out of 5 difficulty. This is why I have the bot difficulty kind of lower, by the way. It's because a lot of the time the bots are just like, they seem like they drive perfectly even out of low difficulty. They get through all the turns. We're gonna have to retry. I've already like missed way too many turns on this one. I'm gonna have to remember to actually not keep this car at top speed. Like I need to keep this slow enough so that we can hit the brakes in time. Because there were so many of these sharp turns here. And I'm only gonna use nitro when we're like in a straight line. Maybe like in a burst after a turn or something. Something like that. It was a decent nitro spot because the road is mostly straight. It's straight enough. Cars like this are good at kind of the light swerving. They're just not good at the really sharp turns. Like here, I'm gonna have to absolutely hit this handbrake. There we go. Oh, I knocked the bot way off there. Yeah, I guess he just rewinded himself or revived. Because I knocked him way off there. Look how much I have to slow down for that turn there. I had to hit handbrake until I was basically 0. That turn would have been impossible at any speed above 100. Okay, the bot is way behind. Guess I really knocked him off course. Could call it cheating, but I didn't even do it on purpose, so I don't feel bad or nothing. Bots don't matter for these anyways, they don't matter for points. Bots only matter if that you don't beat the bot, then you're not even gonna get placed on the leaderboard. The bot is just kind of like a guideline or a modifier. I think technically no matter how slow you are, I think you could always try to get past the bots by just like constantly rewinding and stuff, but I mean, your final score would be deplorable. I think it would probably just be 0. Or like under 1,000 or something, which is just like nothing. I'd say from my experience, the average for summit contests is usually around 50k. Around 50k points for an event seems to be the average. Anything over 50k but under 100k is like good. And then over 100k is like, you know, pretty good, like pro, I guess. I think if you get all 9 of the events above 100k points, you were definitely getting at least silver. And I mean, the people that go for gold and platinum, they really go crazy. Those are people that are playing all the events on loop. until they get their best times or whatever. Okay, I am making really crazy XP. I actually got playlist XP there. Got even more Legend Pass XP. I'm at like level 5 or 6 or something now. Got some other challenge completed. So I've already been live for like an hour, but we still got a few more things to do because we have 2 of the motorbike focused events, as well as the 3 feats. So I'm gonna make sure we get all that done. There's only the one event we're gonna have to miss out on. But I wanna see what's going on here with this main stage. I'm getting all sorts of rewards. I must have completed like a playlist challenge. Yeah, it says I literally have 0 XP for the revisit timeline. How did I get playlist XP? I completed an exploration challenge somehow. Went 2 dynamic chases or races. What does that even mean? I would think maybe it means like 1v1 races, but that was actually our 3rd 1v1 race that we just completed. So maybe I got this challenge completed after the 2nd one and I just haven't looked until now. And then we got this for finishing 2 events in the summit contest with the bundle car, which we've done 2 races now in the FXXK. One of them was loaned, so only one of the races we did in it were actually with the car I own from the bundle. And somehow I've just got like a ton of Legend Pass levels. I got the rare title for passing level 4, pole position, and now I'm at level 7. This is probably like the highest Legend Pass tier that I've ever been. If we get to 10, we get an audio signature. I'm pretty sure it used to be level 5 or level 10 that was for the rare title. Now the rare title is always the 4th level, right after you get the free car. And uncommon is always level 2. That's what it was. The uncommon title was always level 5, and the rare title was level 10. Then the epic title is level 20, and the legendary title is level 50. So yeah, they changed this recently. So now the uncommon title you always get before the free car, and the rare title is always right after. And then it goes from 4 to 10. We might actually hit level 10 this week, considering we're only halfway through the month. Or hit level 10 this month, I mean. We're only on the 3rd week out of 5 this month. Yeah, so that's what it is. So I don't know why it said that I had 100,000 playlist XP. That must have been a glitch, because that makes 0 sense. I have no playlist XP, but I actually do have exploration XP. Probably not 100k, but I'd have like 40k from this. This would be 40,000 green XP. So that's enough for the first reward here, which is just an XP bonus. Free bike at level 3 and headgear at level 4. I don't know why it was telling me I had playlist XP. I swear to God there it said 100,000 blue XP. So I don't know. Maybe I saw the rare title and like misread it or mislooked at it. I don't know. Who knows? At the end of the day, we're racking up XP here. Pretty cool. Alright, let's get on to Racing Bike Supremacy. So this title contradicts the last one that we just did. And this race can be done in any racing bike. No more specifics. So in terms of racing bikes, I'm going to say I have 3 or 4 at this point. I'm going to say 4. I think I have 4 different racing bikes. Yeah, 4. Okay, so we have this KTM 1190 RC8R track. which this was the free vehicle for, pretty sure it was last month. And I did download a custom livery on this, the orange Monster Energy, which looks pretty good on this. Because KTM's main color is orange, usually orange and white or orange and black. This bike, I think default was like white and orange, but in the picture they showed it as black and orange. So I wanted black, and I saw this pretty cool orange and black livery. That's the little backstory on this KTM. We also have my KTM RC16 Red Bull team. So this is a collaboration vehicle between Red Bull and KTM. I don't think Red Bull has any of their own bikes in this game, at least in this game. All Red Bull bikes are actually by KTM as a brand, but then they're like, Red Bull is in the title. Obviously this has the full Red Bull KTM livery. We also have the Kawasaki Ninja H2, which I've had for a while. Pretty fun bike. And the Suzuki GSX RR, which I got recently. Probably at some point last month. Maybe the second last bundle that I got. This was one of the bikes that we had, which was another racing bike. So now I have 4. Definitely want to use the KTM since this is my newest one, and I'm not even sure if I've used this yet. I probably have like at least once, but not too recently. And even if I have used this recently, I haven't used it that much overall, so let's go ahead and use the KTM. I'll make sure to max this out if we can. Should be able to. Get all those parts to 880. Doesn't matter if they're bikes or cars, all of the racing vehicles share the same parts. So obviously, I don't know if bikes and cars share any of the same parts in real life, but in this game they do if they're in the same category. Okay, we got a bunch of rare 880s there. Customization, not much we need to do. Just got my cool livery on there, some basic vanity stuff. Looks good. Let's test this thing out. And I'm gonna have to get used to it because it's gonna feel a little bit different than those Ferraris I've been in. Going from a Ferrari to a KTM bike. Okay, so this FXXK is beating me off the line, which, if there's anything that bikes can beat cars at, it's usually off the line speed. And then cars are usually able to catch up, but it looks like this might be kind of the opposite of that. Rough start, especially since he nailed me there at the beginning. But now we're going to catch up. I'm going to exploit the weaknesses of this big, heavy Ferrari, and we're just going to sneak past him in my agile bike. That's the plan. And I'm gonna try not to crash into him because it literally... his car won't even budge if I smack into it with the bike. However, I get knocked back, even if I rear end him like I just did. Literally bounce backwards. No, it shouldn't have nitroed there. Okay, at least the bike is handling these turns a lot better than the racing cars. Because again, we're on an open road here, this is a street race. But bikes are a lot better at adapting to sharper turns than cars are, I guess. So better handling. Just different handling. I gotta get used to it, but it is. It's way sharper than the cars, a lot easier to use. And this thing is quite fast too. Since I got it maxed out, it probably is faster than the bot here. Not too bad, KTM. I'm thinking I maybe used this bike for like 1 or 2 other races. But otherwise I've barely used it since I unlocked it, just probably within the last month. And it's probably one of the faster racing bikes in the game if they had it for a Legend Pass reward. Legend Pass exclusive. Seems like a pretty fast bike to me. It's hitting car top speed here, so it's good. The climb from 150 to 200 is a lot slower, I think, than both of the Ferraris I've been using earlier. But it's 0 to 100 is maybe a lot faster. Or like 50 to 100 or 60 to 100. Its mid-range speed is good. Off the line it's okay, I mean I was getting beat by the Ferrari. The FXXK does have a sub 2.5, 0 to 60. And the top end speed on this bike seems to be harder to get to. Guess we just gotta use more nitrous, it helps it out a lot. Ooh, we had to use handbrake there. Handbrake also works a lot better on this than it would on a car. Keep wanting to use nitro, but we got all these sharp turns coming in. Here's our finish line. Just gun it. Gun it. There we go. Not bad. I like my Monster Energy KTM bike. It's pretty good. 72,000. It's our second highest score tonight. Almost as good as the first race I did in the lone Ferrari, which actually is still my highest score, at least tonight. Usually I feel like the loaned car races I don't actually do as well, because it's the same car for everyone, and I feel like a lot of people are try-harding on it. But yeah, tonight the loaned vehicle is our highest score. That's interesting. Challenging a Ferrari is next. So this needs to be in a European racing bike. But if I just think back to it, all 4 of my racing bikes are European, right? No. Only 2 of them. Because 2 of them are Japanese. The Kawasaki and the Suzuki would be Japanese. But both KTM bikes are European because of Austria. KTM is an Austrian brand. And I always forget, I think Red Bull is either American or British. I feel like everybody thinks it's American, but it's actually British. But I could just be wrong. It could just be like placebo or something. Mandela effect, maybe. I don't know. I think Red Bull vehicles, in this game at least, have the British flag underneath them. Maybe the Red Bull drink brand is American, but the Red Bull, that makes F1 cars is British. Or it's all just British and everybody just thinks it's American because, oh, energy drink. I don't know. Either way, both of these are actually KTM bikes, so they're both Austrian. Since I just used this one, I switched to the Red Bull bike, 'cause there's nothing about this one that is Red Bull. But this one is the KTM RC16 Red Bull team. Got the full Red Bull livery there. This is also already maxed out. But as I have been doing tonight, just make sure we got this bike in tip-top shape with all my best upgrades. This one's actually got 2 epics. Pretty nice loadout here. Stats look pretty similar to the other bike. I'm not going to bother comparing here, we're just going to hop into the race, but pretty similar, I think. We'll see how it compares speed-wise and handling-wise. I think this bike might be faster top speed, maybe slower off the line, and maybe worse at handling. But the top speed could really matter here, especially if we're doing a race like that last one, kind of on the highway. We'll see. We'll see. Racing against that FXXK again. Yeah, I'd say off the line this bike is actually maybe even a little faster than my last one. Yeah, I'd say it was a little quicker off the line than the other one. See how it is top speed and handling wise. Handling is a little bit slower. Not severely, but yeah, you know what? Okay, the handling on this bike is actually a lot worse than the other one. But the 0 to 60 is faster, and if the top speed is faster too, then that means overall this is just a faster bike. Just need to control it better because of the handling. Let's retry that. We'll retry, we're right at the start. Last full event too. We'll do the feats after. Oh, that was dumb. We gotta retry again. Too busy being cinematic, I ended up running myself off the road. Alright. This time's for real. No more screwing around. I definitely want to slow down here. That's a rough turn. To start with, that's a rough one. Also, I know this one here is about as far as we made it before. Went right into the cliff. Now it seems like we finally have some straight road. I can speed up. Past this Ferrari. See ya. Get gapped, buddy. It's all straight road here. I'm not gonna nitro again though, because I see that sharp turn coming up. I'm gonna start braking now, actually. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, the handling on this bike is actually a lot slower than the other KTM bike I was just in, but this bike is faster, I think, overall. Like top speed and acceleration. Max Caldoja, welcome to the stream. I'll read your chat message in a minute. Can't right now while I'm in the middle of this. Just stay focused. Something about a PS4. I'm playing on PS5, by the way, if you think I'm on a PS4. I don't know what made you think I was on a PS4. Shouldn't be doing any nitro before a turn like that. Okay, that kind of off-roading I'm okay with. Might have lost a few miles per hour, but it's an off-road cut. As long as we don't end up going off a cliff, I'm fine. Alright, hitting the tunnel, we can gun more nitrous here. Just gotta be careful of that turn coming up. I see it, I'm looking at the mini-map. I know when this game is gonna try to kill me. Oh my god, literally. Literally. This looks crazy. I feel like I've never been in this area of the map. It's like a giant like flower field or something. It reminds me of like something you would see in like Just Cause 3. Open world game I used to play a long time ago. Game's like 10 years old now. But yeah, this looks like an area of like Just Cause 3 or something. Okay, that was actually our shortest race of the night. It was under 3 minutes. How many points? 72. Probably extremely close to how many points I got last race. Alright. We'll say that the two bikes are pretty much equal then in performance overall. This bike is maybe faster than the other one, but the other one is certainly better at handling, so I guess those work out being even. Considering I got almost exactly the same score on each race. So yeah, with the other KTM bike it was 72-190. Literally like, you know, 300 points off from this one. Super close. Okay, well next up are the 3 feats, and then I'm gonna end the stream there, because it's getting late. Or I should say early. Max Caldoja says, PS4 is 12 years old and still hold up the power. So I'm not sure why you said that. I don't know if you were just asking my opinion about it, or starting a conversation about the PS4, or if you thought that I am on PS4, because I am on PS5. I've been on PS5 now for about like 2.5 years. Last time I used my PS4, I think we were actually talking about this like last stream, which was on Thursday night. I think we were talking about how the last time I used my PS4 was after I came back from college, because at that point I brought my PS5 home and I was just haven't used my PS4 since. I've been doing everything on PS5. So yeah, that was literally April 2 years ago. So for over 2 years now, I haven't even used my PS4. It's been all PS5. And I didn't get my PS4 right when it released in 2013 or whatever, but I got it around Christmas 2014, which at the time it felt like it was brand new. But I always hear about it coming out a year earlier. I don't know, maybe it released later in Canada, but either way, like Christmas 2014, I got my PS4. So I've been on PlayStation for over 11 years now. Yeah, I thought you play on PS4. Sorry, my bad. No worries. It's all good. Especially since you were saying something positive. When I was in the race, I couldn't read the full message, so I thought you were saying something like, PS4 is 12 years old, why are you still on one, or something like that. Maybe it's the controller, I don't know. This is a PS5 controller, but it's black, so a lot of people get it mixed up with the PS4 one. Because of that, maybe? I don't know. Default PS5 controller is white, which my white one started having issues, so now I always use this black one, and even this one has like stick drift now, which I'm not happy about. Hasn't mattered for this game yet, I think, at least that I've noticed. Anyways, let's do this slalom event, which needs to specifically be in the FXXK, which is fine by me. I usually always use F1 cars for slalom, and racing cars are the next best thing. I've already got this car all maxed out and stuff. Should be good. Do you play Gran Turismo? I don't. I'm not usually into the full, like, hardcore simulation racing games. So, it's not to say that I would never play Gran Turismo, but I'm usually into the more arcade stuff, or at least kind of a split between arcade and simulation, which most people say the Crew games are kind of a good mix of both. Need for Speed being more arcade-like. But yeah, in terms of the full simulation racing games, I'm not really into that. I find those a lot more, not necessarily boring, and not necessarily too difficult either, but kind of like, maybe a little bit of both. Anyways, this Ferrari is ready. Let's hit the slalom, hopefully. We get a nice score here. I'm usually killing the feats lately with the F1 car. Red Bull RB18. Let's see if this Ferrari can hold up to it. It's not as quick as the RB18, and the handling probably isn't as good either, but probably pretty close in both areas. Can't be too far off, right? Just gotta make sure we're hitting all these and doing it at a good speed. It's a longer one. Usually slaloms aren't how long. Okay, I feel like I killed that. How many summit points? 89, okay, yeah. That's good. 89,000 is all of a sudden our highest score of the evening. Or of the week, I should say. I only play this game one night per week, but this game works on a weekly basis. So 89,000 is our highest score of the week. Moving on to Bullseye, which is no restriction, which means it could be one of those like annoying ones where you have to switch to a boat or a plane while doing it. I always hate those. I find them unnecessarily difficult. But let's see. No restriction Bullseye. Who knows what could happen. Water bridge. Okay, I mean, considering this is on a track, I don't think we're gonna be going in the air or in the water. Water bridge, but this doesn't have it. Unless it wants me to hit some weird ramp. I don't think we're gonna be going in the water here, so I think we're good to stick with a land vehicle, and in that case, a nice maxed out Alpha GP car is always the best. Which I think my best F1 car is always the Red Bull RB18. This is always just the best land vehicle for literally everything except for like speed traps. Then it's better to just use a drag car. Otherwise, this is better at everything else. If you need to take turns, Alpha GP is your best option. Alright, let's do it. This is Bullseye, similar to Slalom, a bit different. Yeah, this already feels a lot faster than the Ferrari that I was just in. Oh, I missed the bullseye on that last target. Doesn't matter, it should be fine. Going really fast. Oh my god, bro, it's actually making me switch to a plane. I can't do this in time. I need to remember how to switch to a plane. I didn't think they were actually gonna make me do this again this week. Seriously? Okay, now I need to familiarize myself. How do we switch to a plane again? Is it L3? R3 and then triangle. Okay, I hope my best plane is equipped. I hate whenever it does this. It really screws me up. Not just because I'm not great at flying, but because we're switching to flying in the middle of when I'm driving in a car. It's just a little bit crazy. Okay, R3, triangle. Oh my god. I'm not even gonna hit that one because the stupid tree, bro. Are you kidding me? I can't even rewind that far, it's just gonna cut me off. Yeah, that's just it. We fully need to retry that. What a joke. Come on, bro. Bullseye in an F1 car is so easy, and then you make me switch to a plane. That's like telling me to beat a Ferrari in a Bugatti, but then halfway through the race, my Bugatti turns into a Mini Cooper. That's the equivalent, I'd say. Crap. I'm gonna hit the trees again, bro. I just need to go over that one. Hopefully we're good not hitting that one checkpoint. I'm gonna try to go for the actual bullseyes here, but I mean, this is tough. Okay, we're still in a plane even though we're going over the water. Sometimes I think they make you switch to a boat too, so like all three. But that's kind of rare. I cannot control this thing. The main part of it is just that it throws me off so much. I'm so used to racing in a car and then having to be in a plane all of a sudden. It's just like, what the hell? I always hate those, even though they're kind of fun in a way. It's just, they're always very stressful to deal with. It almost never goes well. At least the first few tries. I usually just get by on these two. I don't usually get good scores on them. I'm just getting by. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure we get all the hoops. I'll try to go for the bullseyes if we can, but I'm just to not miss checkpoints. Like somehow I missed that last one. Okay, stay steady, stay steady. There you go. Good job. This better be done soon. I'm not even using a nitrous or anything because I'm trying to just make sure I hit all these and not. Yeah, use nitro a little bit there. You see, that screwed me up. If I didn't use nitro there, I probably could have hit those checkpoints. Now I'm missing 2 of them. Bro. Also, once I like go off track, once I start swerving, I cannot keep this thing straight. Like, it's just done. Like, we're just gonna nosedive into the ground. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'll give this like one more attempt before I give up. We're not even going for score or anything, so I might just decide to not waste any more of my time tonight on this. I'll give it one more try. Oh my god. Also, I don't like the L1 and R1 for turning. I know that's probably the best way to do it, but like, because you're supposed to press R2 to keep going fast, so pressing R1 and R2 at the same time for me is very difficult. So I usually end up just switching. Like when I'm pressing R1, I just let go of R2 and just use the same finger. Because otherwise it's going to mess up how I'm using the joystick. And I mean, I'm staying straight this time, but look, we're still missing so many checkpoints. There's the finish line. I literally missed so many of them. We're not even going to get the finish line. Alright, I'm done. I'm done. Never doing that again. I mean, next time it comes up in a summit contest, I'll give it a try. But this specific one tonight, absolutely not. That is absolute bullcrap, and that would probably take me at least another 10 minutes. Just trying to complete a feat that doesn't even matter, because we're not going to get to silver or anything anyways. Literally doesn't matter. I can say I tried it. Now we're doing a speed trap. Which, this is a racing only speed trap, so out of all my racing cars, which one of these is just going to be the fastest in a straight line? Probably the Ferrari. I don't think the bikes are going to hit the top speeds that these cars are going to. The Asenza SCV12, I know. In terms of just like lap time, this is probably faster than the FXXK. But the 0 to 60 and the top speed are probably lower on this. Maybe around the same or maybe even higher in this game, like maxed out. But yeah, this is 1 point away from being maxed out. It's got less horsepower. The top speed is the same. And the 0 to 60 is over 0.2 seconds slower. So this is a slower car than the FXXK. It might be better at handling, but we're doing a speed trap. That doesn't matter here. It's all about speed. Zonda R could be decent, but this car's from 2008, so yeah, this isn't even upgraded, but I don't think it's going to do much better with the upgrades. Could. Also, this is the new Porsche we just got, which this car is also from the 70s, so this is a 77. I now have 2 70s racing cars, and all of my other racing cars are from after 2000. The Saleen S7R is 2000 on the dot. And all my other racing vehicles are above the year 2000. And then I got 2 from the 70s. I've got a 71 Ferrari and a 77 Porsche. Definitely want to use this Porsche maybe next week if we can. Not tonight though, not for a speed trap. We're gonna stick with the FXXK. My 2 fastest racing cars, it's probably between the Asenza and the FXXK. And I know that in real life the FXXK is faster than the Asenza as well, because Lamborghini loves limiting their cars, or like, I don't want to say copy pasting, but a lot of Lamborghini cars have like the exact same 0 to 60 top speed, and you can kind of just tell they, I'm pretty sure the Essenza SCV12 is probably at least 75% Aventador, and you can tell just based on the specs. Obviously, it's better at handling and stuff. It's a racing car, but the FXXK is built on the LaFerrari, which a stock LaFerrari would blow a stock Aventador out of the water. So this car is just faster. It's also like 10 years older too. Way to go, Ferrari. I used to always be a Ferrari guy. I think on average now I find myself liking Lambos more. At least based on looks and stuff. But, I still love Ferraris. And there's a lot of Ferraris that are faster than Lambos, and vice versa. Yeah, it's a tough choice for me overall. I probably like Ferraris and Lambos almost equally. Maybe Lambos a little bit more, just because my favorite car is a Lambo, Centenario. Other than that, Ferraris and Lambos are kind of tied for me. Love them both. But for this speed trap, definitely want this FXXK. No other car is gonna hit the speed we need besides this thing. That's what I'm thinking. We're gonna go backwards here as far as I can, as far as it'll let me. Probably at this turn. And then we're just gonna gun it like how I normally would in a drag car. Normally I always use drag cars for speed traps, they're the best, but this is racing car only, which is kind of cool. I'm down for like broad categories on feats and stuff like this. I've said that before. Alright, this is as far back as I can go before I smack into those tires. Let's hit it. Full speed. Full speed ahead. Okay, 225.3. Yeah, 97,000 summit points. Almost 100,000. Okay. This Ferrari FXXK is over a decade old now, but it is still a pretty great car. At least in this game. Alright, that's it for that. So, we got 7 of the events done this week. Couldn't do this one because I wasn't going to buy the Panigale R. And I also gave up on the Bullseye, but, that's fine. That's fine. Even with all that and some decently high scores, we're still barely in the top 60k, and you need to get in the top 40k for silver, so... Yeah, silver is not even plausible, I think, unless you are able to do all 9 events, which means buying the bundle, or whichever vehicles you need. Next week we have the Koenigsegg Motorfest selection. I bet that'll be fun. Looks like an Agera R and a Jesko on the thumbnail, which I own both of those cars in this game. Koenigsegg Jesko and the Agera R. That Platinum Nitro is pretty sick, Red Fury. Free Koenigsegg CCR if you get to gold. Week after that we have Aerial Circus, which is probably going to be themed all around planes. And the exclusive Platinum reward for this month, because they only do 1 Platinum vehicle now per month, so it's always the last week. It's the Extra Aerobatic Planes Extra 330 SC Red Bull Edition. Yeah, I can't say that's something I'm going to seek out, but I mean, I guess it'd be cool to have, especially with that gold Nitro. Freedom Stars. I mean, that would go perfectly with the plane, which, yes, you can use Nitro on planes in this game as well as boats and any other type of vehicle. But even just as a car Nitro, that would actually be sick on any sort of, like, 4th of July or American cars that I have. That would just be really cool. Anyways, that's it for tonight and this week in the main stage of the Crew Motorfest. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. And yeah, I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.